Big Blue, Super Bowl Giants. Go Big Blue, go Giants.
God, it's great to be a Cowboy, isn't it? This is how we start. It's the Cowboys. We're trying to do something. Really, it's time to lead the football team. It's time. It's your time.
It's our time right now. 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 It's our time right now.
He was a Giant, and he was a Cowboy. Now these two former rivals have joined forces to bring you the most insightful, perceptive, and controversial sports talk podcast in America. Former Dallas Cowboys defensive end Jim Jeffcoat locks horns with former New York Giants wide receiver Byron Williams. And now, here's Byron Williams and Jim Jeffcoat.
This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good evening, Byron.
What's going on, Jim?
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Got my Frisco's firefighter hat on.
Oh yeah, it's growing big up there in Frisco. So
Yeah, it is. It really is.
you guys got a lot of things going, man. So
Yeah, we really do. We got.
they just opened up that new golf course up there too. That I'm gonna have to come up there and whoop your butt on.
I doubt it, but you can try. But speaking of golf, the PGA and the LIV combined, and there's some players upset because they missed out on a lot of money.
Yeah,
Staying with the PGA, and there was a lot of issues with them because the LIV is backed by the Saudis.
yeah. So they got plenty of money. They got some deep pockets.
Yeah, and some people were upset because they thought that the Saudis were involved with 9/11.
Right.
And I don't know the whole story, but I know that they're not having a Greg Norman who's not going to be involved in that. And I'd like to hear more about it, but this is going to be something the head of the PGA is probably going to get fired.
Yeah, it's been a lot of going back and forth and talk about what it's gonna look like. Some people are gonna be upset about it. It's gonna be a lot of things that they're gonna have to figure out because they want the golf to be a global world thing too. Yes. So that's what they're working on.
Yeah, and it is really global if you look at the players because you got players from various places. So
yeah,
that is true. So that'll be interesting to watch because now you got everybody back together again.
Exactly.
And it'll be interesting. And both of us like golf.
Well, the good thing about it, you got to play hard to win games. I mean, win these tournaments because now you can't predict who gonna win because you got so much skills and talent of players, a pool of players.
That's very true. Rick, what's up, Rick? How are you doing today? My man.
You say you're harassing Jack on Sundays. Hey, Rick, what's going on?
We gotta harass Jack. We might have ran Jack off the show, though. That's why I'm kind of afraid.
Hey, don't be too hard on him, Rick, man. Come on now.
We get on Jack because Jack come up with some crazy stuff. Speaking of that, Rick, can you believe Paz is going to actually say to me that I should stick to football because I got him correct on the NHL? Pat's supposed to know everything, but he doesn't. He was talking about the Stars in Las Vegas playing.
Right.
And he said that Las Vegas killed the Stars. I said, wait a minute. 3 of those games went into overtime. You don't know what you're talking about. And I said, and the Stars did lose the first 3 games.
Yeah, they did.
But they lost to like 4-3, 3-2, and they didn't get blown out.
And their main players hurt. Their main player were hurt.
Yeah, and they came back and won 2 of them.
Right.
So I had to get Prags. I'm like, wait a minute. You better know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about hockey. Well, I know I know that it was a good series. It's better than the series right now.
And you know about Dallas Stars. They play hard. They play hard.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. There's my man.
Jason.
Jason's really gonna be hurt.
What's up, JJ?
Dalvin Cook is going to be a Cowboy, and that's really going to hurt him.
No, Calvin Cooks, I think he's going. I think he's going to Miami.
No, he's from Miami.
That's why he's going home.
Dallas.
He's going home.
He coming to Big D, Jason.
Dallas ain't got no money to pay him.
Shoot, they got money. They got money. They've been hiding that money. So
he said Jack needs to stick to boxing. We've been trying to tell Jack that.
Jack don't listen to us. Jack don't listen. Jason don't listen to us because we've been telling him there's too many night games for Minnesota, so they're in trouble.
Cousins, in trouble.
You know how Kirk Cousins is at night, Jason. So Rick,
Cousins can only play at 12 o'clock. What'd you say, Cousins? He only got one time to play in the daytime.
It has to be on Central Time. It has to be 12 o'clock. Because if it's 12 o'clock on the West Coast, it's over. If it's even 1 o'clock on the West Coast, he's done. Anywhere, the only time he can play is at 12 o'clock Central Time.
12 o'clock Central. That's his spotlight. Hey, got to have that spotlight going.
Yeah, some things are going on. Dalvin Cook, they're saying that there's a possibility that 2 teams are looking at him. The Jets.
And 2 teams are looking at him. Whatever team get him, they getting a dynamic player. They can do it all.
They are. As long as he's healthy, I think he's going to be a tremendous player for whatever team.
He brings a lot on each down. First, second, and third down. He can catch that ball out the backfield. He's dynamic. And last year he had over 1,600 yards rushing.
Yeah, I know.
Rushing. 1,600 yards rushing.
I know. Hey,
that's putting up the numbers.
Dalvin Cook, he's going to look good in that silver and blue.
Yeah, y'all, Jason, you better call up there and see if they can keep Dalvin Cook. Because, man, if they don't have Dalvin Cook, that brings a lot out of the equation for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, it is because it's gonna be difficult for them to be as successful as they were last year.
Yeah. When he got injured, you could tell that they was hurting, but when he came back, Minnesota Vikings was on point.
Oh yeah, he had the shoulder injury.
Yeah,
and I mean he is a dynamic player because he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Yep. And he can obviously, what you said, he had 1,600 yards rushing. So, I mean, this is a guy that's a game changer. Any team that gets him is going to be in. If Miami gets him, that makes them a Super Bowl contender because they got the 2 receivers.
Yeah.
And obviously Hill and Waddle.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a good. But some of these camps are going on now. The OTAs, not really mandatory.
Mandatory mini camps. Mandatory mini camps.
And the Cowboys is interesting. They're really raving about Brendan Cooks. They've been throwing him, and they said he's got some different kind of speed.
The running back?
Yeah. But here's the interesting thing is the tight end they drafted from Michigan is hurt already.
Is he?
Schooner. Yeah, he's hurt already. And he's got.
But and I saw 2 where Mike McCarthy was calling the plays from the sideline.
Yeah,
trying to get the timing down with that, and trying to make it more like a real game issue. Situation.
Yes, they were saying that Prescott said today in the press conference that is a combination of what they're calling the Texas Coast offense and what they did last year is a combo. And McCartney's telling him that he wants him to take control of it, meaning that he wants them to, what he sees, he plays. And that might be how they did it in Green Bay. Yeah.
Because a lot of times players can see it differently when they out there, and then they get a little feedback from the receiver and the tight end and the running back. And, hey, you can make those small adjustments real quickly out there on the field.
Yeah. Jason, I live in Dallas. Bro. And you want tickets to a Chicago Vikes game? Come on, man. I mean, come on.
They play Chicago at 12 o'clock.
They got a chance. They probably, Justin Fields is going to be good this year, Jason. I wouldn't count.
Hey, Jason, I tell you what, don't let Jim fool you. He got contact everywhere.
Jason
He can get you some tickets. He can get you some tickets.
I do have a contact, Jason. He's the head of the NFL Players Association, retired players in Dallas. He can get tickets for any game in the whole country.
Who you talking about? Priest Holmes?
No. His name is Byron Williams.
Well, Jason still owe me some tickets and
Jason actually, he's got
Jason owed me something. And I forgot what it was. I know he hadn't paid his debt yet. So
I got to talk to Jason because he wants me to come to the golf tournament for Gunter High School. They're having a charity golf tournament in Gunter.
Man, that part of the country is growing up there in Gunter.
Yeah, it is. But the problem is, what weekend, Jason didn't even think about that. It's the same weekend as the Spence Crawford fight.
Oh, man. In July?
Yeah, July 29th. It's the same day. Where are we going to be at? Vegas.
Yeah, we'll be in Vegas, Jason.
We'll be in Vegas, Jason.
Vegas is a hot spot in the next 6 to 8 months. It's going to be hot in Vegas.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be really hot. It's going to be really hot.
Yeah. So, and another thing about Vegas, I'm talking about the Las Vegas Rams. Josh Jacobs didn't show up yet. He ain't showed up.
Raiders. I was saying Rams.
I mean the Raiders. Yes, the Raiders. Well, the Raiders, Josh Jacobs, and of course Jimmy G is still.
They said that him and
he had the surgery.
Devontae Adams is getting a good connection.
Yeah, they're getting good connection over the phone right now, though. Because he's at home. He's at home.
Is he?
Yeah,
Sure?
He got that surgery on that foot, so he's not there yet.
Yeah, Jimmy G's a different kind of guy. He's a different kind of guy. He's stealing. Jimmy G is stealing.
Jimmy G is setting it up.
Yeah, for life after football.
Yeah,
he's the young Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins banked it up. He banked it. He banked that $69 million. That was guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, a couple things going on in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Hopkins is making his first visit to
This Sunday.
Him and Vrabel were in Houston together.
Right.
Yeah, obviously Vrabel as a coach and DeAndre as a player, but that's his first visit. I'm keep telling you, I know you think he's a top 5 receiver. He is not a top 5 receiver. I don't understand Tennessee's mindset. Why didn't you keep A.J. Brown? I would have kept A.J. Brown over DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, I think A.J. Brown was frustrated in a way. He's ready to go. And I think now, you just got to get some players that want to come in there and play it and give it 110%. So I think A.J. Brown was frustrated and he wanted to leave. Exactly.
Yeah, but that was a money thing. Money talk, BS walks. I mean.
Yeah, and then A.J. Brown got paid more money going to Philly too, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of players wanted to leave the PGA to go to the LIV because of what? Money.
The money.
And A.J. Brown wanted what he thought he was worth. And if Tennessee would have paid him, he would have wanted to stay.
And he proved himself that he's worth the money because he went over there and made Philadelphia a whole different game.
I cussed on Sunday.
I can't believe that, Jim. My ears not burning. Dang.
I had to go to church and ask for forgiveness for that.
Repent.
Yeah, I had to repent. So, and because
that's not good. Don't never let them see you do that.
Man, I know my hockey. It got real quiet in that room.
You were really pissed off about them Dallas Stars, I guess. So
no, it wasn't really the Stars. It was making false statements.
Okay. It's the Philly guy fault. It's a Philly guy fault.
It was making false statements and saying it. I mean, Philadelphia hasn't been good in hockey. Who knows when? I mean, and it's always the management.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always the manager.
Yeah. But no, right now I think Hopkins would be that'd be a good fit for him for Tennessee because he'd be the guy.
Well, and two, they do need a good receiver.
Exactly.
The young man from Arkansas last year, I think
he'll get better.
He'll get better.
I think he's gonna get rid of the quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sad. He got one chance, and I mean, he didn't even get a chance.
They got Hooker. Yeah, they got Hooker, but they got some promising.
Well, they didn't get Hooker. They got the kid from Kentucky.
Oh, we got the kid from Kentucky?
Yeah.
That's right. Hooker went to
Detroit.
That's right. He went to Detroit. Yeah.
So.
But I do think one thing about Tennessee, they got a run game and they got defense.
Well, they got a really good GM too. Is Rand Carthon.
Yeah.
Levis, yes.
Yeah, Levis. Yeah.
But they got a really good GM in Rand Carthon. Rand Carthon's father was a longtime NFL coach and player for the New York Giants. He done ran into the bone a couple times. Mo Carthon. I still talk to Mo.
Yeah, Mo and we were good friends, and I'm the one who taught Mo how to do the dance. He danced. Back then you used to just do like this, then dance, right? I'm the one who taught Mo that dance right there.
Arkansas State.
Yeah. Oh, Arkansas boy.
Yeah. He's from Arkansas. He still lives out there.
Yeah.
And I talk to him once every 2 weeks to see how he's doing. Mo's a good friend. We work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best blocking fullback in the league.
I can't argue with that, But he did feel the bone. He
would knock your head off.
Yeah, he would. Mo was tough. Now he's one of my good friends. So
yeah, Parcells love Mo for sure.
Yeah, he loved him. He loved him. That's what he was coaching at the Cowboys. He was actually, people think that Sean Payton was the offensive coordinator. Mo Carthon was the offensive coordinator, and Payton was the quarterback.
Quarterback coach. Yeah, he's the quarterback coach.
See, a lot of people don't know that, but Mo's really he had some health issues, unfortunately, and he had to retire from coaching. But he's he's doing well in Arkansas.
I went over there and got some autograph stuff from Parcells signed for me, and that's kind of the guy Bill Parcells is. He signed some autograph stuff for me. I took it to a golf tournament for a charity event.
Oh shit!
I should have kept that stuff, man. I should have kept that stuff.
You could keep it. It sold for what, 25 cents?
I could at least gave Matt one of our producer. I could have gave him one of the autographs.
Oh, he would have loved that.
Oh, he would have loved it. He would have loved
it. Shit. But it is what it is. Yeah, Mo would have been a good head coach. Mo was really good, and he was very detailed, and he knew the game. And he has what he did on offense, and we won. We went to the playoffs the first year with Quincy Carter, and nothing negative about Quincy, but Quincy was struggling with some things off the field, and he got him to play at a high level. He got that whole group to play at it. We had Keyshawn, who was past his prime. We had other receivers. We had Terry Glenn come in, and guys like that, and Mo got him to play. Joey Galloway was there.
Yep. I had some speed at the receiver.
Yeah, and Mo did a good job with him. And he had some good theories on, when to run the ball and when to throw the ball. And it was really good how he broke the field down. So I have a lot of respect for Mo. And you're right, he was a tremendous fullback. But a couple other things, we talked about DeAndre Hopkins and visiting on Sunday. I think here's the thing. Deshaun Watson, they're talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
They're also talking about bringing Hopkins there as a possibility. But
Cleveland, they
said that Deshaun Watson is miles ahead of where he was last year, which is,
Well, he should be. He'll sit out almost 2 years.
That's right. But here's the thing. Before he left, he was one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And now that he's getting the opportunity to practice and play and the things that went on off the field are behind. Yeah. I picked Cleveland to be one of the surprise teams. They're in a difficult division because you got obviously Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. But I think Cleveland has enough talent. They're a little the only thing shaky about them is their front office, but they do have some ability. Myles Garrett might be one of the best defensive ends. They got the kid from Minnesota, Zadarius.
Yeah,
defensive end. They got every position. They got talent.
They got some talent. And
I think they're going to be one of the shock teams.
And they got one of the best running backs in the league.
And that is true. They have great fans. I mean, that's a good place to go watch a game. So I think there's no question.
The dog pound.
Yeah, the dog pound. But here's something that happened. It was interesting. As 2 players got robbed there just a couple of days ago. They were at a club, and you know what kind of club? A gentleman's club in Cleveland. Yeah. And 6 people, masked people, robbed them of their car and all their jewelry. They didn't get injured, but they took it all.
Yeah. You know, I go
in the morning. Common sense.
I go up there every year. And Dante Whitner, I used to go up there and do a couple of football camps for Dante Whitner and some other guys. And I still go up there every year. I probably go this year in July, and we've been doing Scooter Magruder camp up there. Yes. This is probably going to be our 18th, 20th year to do it. But every year, when you just don't go to clubs up there, because when you go to clubs up there, you're taking a big chance.
No question. And they took it didn't come. It were one of the guys had problems. Dante Rip.
I don't know about those kind of clubs. Hey,
Winfrey, he was a defensive tackle, and he's has issues with the team already. And now this is just 3:30 in the morning. You're behind supposed to be in the bed, getting ready for practice or getting ready to go lift. And then they had a cornerback that was with them, and that
they parked those players' cars right in the front.
Yeah,
so they advertised already that, hey, we got some ballers in here, right?
Yep.
Don't put yourself in that position.
And who knows what jewelry they were wearing? Common sense, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, some things you just don't do. No more.
Yeah,
no more.
You're right.
And I know that some things get old. Some things you just have to outgrow.
Yeah, you really do. You got to mature. And we're seeing that in not just football, but also in basketball. We're seeing it in all sports. You got to be able to grow up, because it's a different world out there. You don't think they're going to not take your stuff? You're crazy. Because once they see it, you become what they say, basically a mark.
And one of the things that's happening this day and time too, Jim, everybody got guns. You can get a gun like you can get a piece of candy.
That's true. And what can you do? What can you do to stop it? If they got a gun in your face, you just got to give it to them, right?
Yeah. It ain't worth dying over.
I mean, it's just what happened, and it's unfortunate that we live in that kind of society, but that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
The reality of it. So that's it. Another one.
Do my neck look bigger? I've been lifting a little bit.
Nah, it don't look any bigger.
You a hater, man. You a hater.
Tua, they said he's having a pretty good camp.
I was watching him today, and he was throwing left-handed, and let me tell you, he was on point.
He is left-handed.
I know. No, but for real though, he looked good. They have a mandatory OTAs right now, and they was out there working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like watching OTAs from teams that they don't have whole lots. I mean, everybody's there. They're on their assignment. They're trying to get the team to the next level. unfortunately, you have a couple of teams that franchise tag these players, and they don't go to OTA. They just don't participate.
Your player is not there.
Yeah,
Barkley's not at OTA.
Barkley's not there, and Josh Jacobs is not there. So
the Raiders,
yeah. So
that's true.
But the players that's there, this is when you win and prepare yourself for the championship run.
True. That's true. Everybody's at the Cowboys camp. So somebody who is Cole?
Cole is one of my young men that I've been mentoring. He live in Austin. Hey Cole, what's up, bud?
Yo, have you lost your mind? Have you lost your everlasting mind?
Hey Cole, you know football.
Last time the Little Giants have beat the Cowboys.
Cole is a baseball. He's a baseball fanatic. He loves baseball. But he also gonna help me with my fantasy league, and he also gonna be in Texarkana, my football camp and golf tournament. He coming down to play golf with me.
Well, Cole, we're gonna have to discuss things in Texarkana because I'll be there, and I don't think you want to mess with me, Cole. So.
Cole, he can't run. You can run it.
Cole, just because you haven't seen the opening of the show, they're gonna put me running those touchdowns against obviously the Giants.
Don't be saying yes, sir, Cole. Just say,
that's right, Cole.
Shut up, Jim. Shut up.
That's right, Cole. I'm happy to have you here today, Cole.
No, for real though. I told Cole this afternoon. I wanted him to come in and say something about them Dallas Cowboys and say the G-Man is the best thing going.
Yeah. Hey, Cole, I didn't want to mention this, but my son lives in Austin, and he'll be looking you up. He'll get your number and everything. So I didn't want to say it. He's up in Canada now, so you're safe.
That's right. Don't let him bully you. Jim, you're a bully, man. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I am not a bully.
You're a bully, boy.
I am not a bully. I am a pleasant individual.
Man, put the hat back on, bully.
You know where I'm at, huh? Okay, Cole.
Yeah,
we rolling like that.
He'll be in Texarkana. He'll be down there.
Yeah, you know I'll be in Texarkana too. I'll see you in a couple weeks, bro. Cole about 5'3".
You ain't right, Jim. You ain't right. He's a baseball player.
I know. Cole probably got one of those high voices like, "Hey, Mr. Jeffcoat, I'm Cole."
Hey, Cole gonna play golf. We gonna play golf with me. We're gonna be riding together.
Okay. He's a baseball player too.
Yeah. You know baseball player can hit that ball.
Yeah. Dynamite does come in small packages. That is true.
Be nice, Jim. Stop being a bully.
I'm not being a bully. Cole started it with me. He coming here talking about the Little Giants gonna beat the Cowboys twice this year. Cole, look at your history. You got to know your history. The Giants haven't beat the Cowboys in what, 3 years?
And the Cowboys haven't been to the Super Bowl in 30 years?
I can't do anything about that.
I'm just saying. All I'm doing is just saying. I'm just reporting the news. Cole, you all right. You all right with me, Cole?
Cole, you all right with me too. Until we get to Texarkana, and we're going to fix this.
Be nice, Jim. I told him to do that, though. I did tell him.
I know you did.
Yeah.
I know you did. Cole, don't let Byron pollute your mind. Cole, you from Texas. Cole, so
Cole is a good dude. He's down in the Austin area.
Uh-huh.
And he was a baseball player and great young man. Young man.
I'm glad to hear it. Happy to have you here tonight, Cole. Happy to hear it. Here's something. There's a report that the Commanders sale could be done by July. But here's the thing. They have to change their name. They can't trademark the Commanders. Somebody else has trademarked the name.
So they got to get another name.
Know what their name is going to be.
We need to submit some names, me and you.
Yeah.
We need to maybe the Red Fox, something with got something to do with maroon and red.
Yeah. Or we could call them, the bottom of the division or something like that.
Yeah. The bottomless East.
Actually, I really think they got a chance to be pretty good this year.
Oh, they're gonna be tough. The
Anthony
question mark
coming
is the quarterback.
Yeah.
They always have a good defense.
Sam Howell.
I don't care about Sam Howell ain't ready yet. He ain't ready.
You say that, but he's probably the 4th ranked quarterback in the division.
Are you serious?
He does have good. He does have talent, and he has good personality. Scary.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's in the division.
When he gonna get hit by the Eagles defense, the Giants defense, and the Cowboy defense, he gets him gonna be turned back like that. See what I'm saying? Which way do I go? Which way do I?
Did you hear what I just said? He's probably in our division, the NFC East. He's the 4th best quarterback.
But he might be the bottom 4th best quarterback in the whole league.
He could possibly be. But
out of 32 teams, he's gonna be probably ranked number 30.
They have a good running game. They have a good defense. They have Scary Terry. They got good tight ends. I'm telling you.
But you know what, though, for real though, you might be right because they got some new coaches in place and they got some. They always have a good defense.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be funny. I don't think they'll win the division, but I think they'll be more competitive than they have because Snyder going is helping them.
Yeah, they ain't got no drama outside of the game.
Exactly.
Now, one of the things I was gonna say, it's gonna be hard. It's always hard to beat the Redskins. I don't care what their team, who's coaching, who's playing quarterback. They always have a good defense.
Yeah. And it's always been hard to go to Washington. I know they're in Maryland now, but it's always been hard to play up there. So we both know that from having that opportunity to play. And then in the
you remember that old Redskins stadium? They used to go up there and hit them. You hear all that up in the stands?
But as I mentioned on this show before, that their fans were great to the parents of the opposing team's players. They had them sit up front, and they treated them with courtesy and respect. And I always respected that about Washington.
I had some hometown people to come see me play, and I had some tickets for them. And they did say that the fans were really nice to them. Because I said, if I give you a ticket, you got to wear Giant shirts. So if you want to come to the game, if I'm going to give you some tickets, you better wear your Giant stuff. And they did. But they were saying that, the fans were really nice to them.
Yeah, and then I forgot what their mascot's name. He was the one who wore the. Chief.
The Indian guy, the Chief.
Yeah, the Chief, and he'd come over and shake hands and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd always respected him for that. But it was a good deal. Okay, but other stuff that's going on is Steve Wilkes, who used to be the head coach at Carolina, said Nick Bosa has a Canton mindset. He's trying to get to Canton because he's one player. That's how he practices and prepares himself.
Yeah.
Now you know that Bosa's dad was a number one draft choice.
Right.
And obviously we know about Joey Bosa down in LA, the Chargers.
Right.
Two talented guys. So it'll be interesting to see how Nick and then Debo Sanders, speaking about the 49ers, said that he would he'd never have a year like he did. He said the year was awful, and he feels like he's going to show him what the real Debo Sanders like.
I sure hate to see him do too much because I'm telling you, the year before last, he was off the chart.
Yeah. I think what happens in the NFL, and I know it for a fact, is teams, when you have the success in 1 year, teams really study you in the offseason, and they find out what your tendencies are because everybody has certain tendencies.
Absolutely.
Take you away from that. And they say that, and not always, if you're a Hall of Fame kind of player, then it's going to be difficult
Let me ask you a question, Jim. So when you was a defensive coordinator and you have defensive specialists, and when you're trying to stop a player like Debo, I know a lot of times you put two people on him and stuff, and you hit him as much as possible, and you tell the player that, hey, we ain't gonna let this guy beat us. How do you go about the game plan of that?
Well, here's Belichick was a genius at that. Bill Belichick he would say that he would force other players, like say they have Christian McCaffrey or Brandon Ayuk, whoever was their number one player, that was the player that wasn't going to beat you. So I would think in their case with them, Brandon Ayuk was going to have to really stand, and they said he's having a good offseason, and Christian McCaffrey, because people are going to try to take Debo out of the game plan. And Bill Parcells, but Bill Belichick was a genius that he'd take your best player and force somebody else to beat you. Right. Now, you do have some issues when you play a team like San Francisco because you have McCaffrey and Ayuk, and you still got Kittle we haven't even talked about.
Yeah, man, Kittle's real. Kittle don't play.
So you got a lot of options, and that's the thing there. And it was kind of interesting. People talk about San Francisco, but they figured out some way because they got a great defense. Yeah. But teams beat them. Where Kansas City, as you look at it, they got obviously a Hall of Fame quarterback in Mahomes, but their other people are not, other than Kelsey is, a Hall of Fame. They got two guys that could really beat you, and Kelsey's getting older, but still some of those guys that they've picked up in the last couple of years have got to show up for Kansas City to continue to be that good. Yeah. Did you see there was an incident at when they were at the White House?
I was going to ask you about the White House.
Yeah, they went to Kansas City, and obviously they gave Joe Biden a jersey with his
a jersey number 46.
Yes, the jersey number 46.
And then I saw what Kelsey had a red suit on.
Oh, it was hilarious. He went there, and they were giving Joe Biden the jersey. So he got up on there and said, well, I always wanted to say this. And then Mahomes ran over there and pushed him out of the way.
What?
He is hilarious. He don't care. He don't care. It was all a prank. It was all a prank. But
that was fun. I know that I'm glad they're still honoring championships at the White House. I think that's important. I think it's good. They didn't mention the losers coming to the White House like Miss Biden did earlier with the basketball team. They had all that.
You did go there, and she did. They hugged her and the girl from LSU that said she wasn't going to go.
Okay, yeah.
So they did hug. They hugged it out.
Well, good.
Women's basketball, Brittany Griner is in town, and we all know that Brittany Griner was jailed in Russia, and they freed her.
Right.
And they did a prisoner exchange, and she's changed her whole thing. She's trying to help get all the prisoners of war or prisoners of Americans in Russia free.
So she's trying to be an ambassador?
Yeah, she's trying to be an ambassador and everything.
Well, that's good. That's good because we need to think more about those people that's over there wrongly held against their will.
No, and she's playing in Dallas against the Dallas Wings, the professional women's team, for the next 2 days.
Okay. 2 days. Yeah, she grew up in Texas too.
Yeah, she grew up in Houston. Actually,
yeah.
She grew up in Houston. Yeah. Played for Baylor and won a national championship with Baylor. So it's
one of the things you got to be happy about and you got to be excited about is athletes being ambassadors for worldly goods and
that's
society. And you have to have that kind of support, and you get a lot of momentum. You get a lot of people backing it. So that's good.
Yeah, and it is good. It is good. It's just like a lot of the things that you do in the community. I mean, we're a part of the community regardless, and we got to do positive things for the community because people, especially young men and women, look up to us. So we can't be out there acting the fool.
Yeah, you got to be a good example. I mean, if you say one thing and do something else, you're not being a good example.
Exactly. And you see it now. And it's kind of funny because you see it with a select few athletes, but it becomes national news when some of the things with John Moran and a couple of other athletes, when they get in trouble, then it's big time news.
Yeah, I was on the phone right before I got on the show. We talking about starting a leadership group here in Dallas with a couple of schools. We're going to call it Hell Week. We're going to pay the players to come out and speak to the kids. We're going to talk about the mindset / leadership, how you can become very important and impactful. And then it can lead to, if you get a scholarship, it'll lead to being in the NIL. I mean, you can, these players now can make over $100,000 a year playing and going to school in college football.
Exactly. It can really, some of them can set themselves up without pro football.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the game is about to come on, and the Heat are up 5-2 against Denver. It's early. It's 9 minutes and 55 seconds in the first. But what do you think about what players are doing now? It used to, you have the one and done, meaning that you go to college for 1 year and you're done. You go to the NBA. Now what they're doing is going to the G League, D League 1 year, and then they go to there's two twin brothers that are playing. They moved from California to Florida. Right. They're going to be drafted pretty high. But what do you think about that?
We got a kid that go to our church. His name is Wash. He went to University of Arkansas this year, had a good year with them. And they went in the final 8, I think. I think it's good, but I think it's hurting basketball. What's hurting in basketball that these kids are missing out on their education too. But now you have all these different leagues. And another thing is that you can't keep up with the so-called superstar. You don't have your traditional players being in college 3 to 4 years where you get to recognize and know these players and get familiar with their names.
And I agree with what you're saying, but I also look at it. What if you're in a situation where your family's struggling? And I agree. I want to have my college education. Both of us graduated from college. But some people are saying, well, I'm here to go to the NFL or NBA or whatever. Right. And especially the NBA because it's one and done. And I can help my family now. 1 year, I can help my family. But I just worry about what if they're not as
mature. Mature and solid. And you got to have some support behind you when you make these decisions. You got to know that every angle in life, just because you got 1 year of college or 2 years of college, that don't really set you up to be successful.
That's true.
You have to spend your 4 years. That's why it's 4 years. You have to have 140 hours, 138 hours.
And I agree with that 100%. But let's look at it from reality. Some of them kids said, I'm hot now, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So I can see it from both sides.
I can see it from both sides.
And let's be honest. Yeah. Some people don't want to go to sit in a classroom. They want to go play basketball or football or baseball and things like that. And they don't have any desire to be in it, but I also want them to.
I was going to say this. At my university here at University of Texas at Arlington, we have over 15,000 people online taking classes. Wow. We have 52,000 registered. We have another 15,000 online taking classes. We got close to 70,000 students that's a semester taking classes at University of Texas at Arlington.
Yeah, and some people, like you said, are more mature. LeBron James came out of high school, but he was a mature 18-year-old.
He was a mature.
And that was life experiences that made him like that.
Exactly.
But there's some guys that weren't that mature, and they struggled in the NBA.
And they talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron James, but if you look at Michael Jordan, he had a great career at North Carolina too.
Yes, he did.
And
Yes,
and that just it's just icing on the cake when you go to college and you win a NCAA championship, and then you can go and become famous in the NBA.
Yeah, and both of them are billionaires.
Yeah,
both of them are billionaires. But you're right. It's how you approach it and how you utilize what you have the opportunity to do.
right. Yeah,
And you just get, like you said, you got to have the right people around you.
it's so important. Your inner circle of people is so key. You see it every year that just by being around some knuckleheads, it can change your life.
John Morant, let's be honest.
Yeah,
John
just
Morant,
showing a gun, just showing a gun.
Now they're saying it was a toy gun. I know, but that's what it is.
A lot of the toy guns look like real guns.
Yeah.
So you still say
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they were saying that he's gonna be the next face of the NBA. When they got these high expectations for him, you can't do that.
But let me ask you this question. This is I know we talk football most of the time, but who is going to be the next face of the NBA? If you think about it, because Steph is getting older, LeBron is obviously at the end of his career. Who is going to be? And you're talking about a guy from France that's 7'5" and weighs what, 212?
212, yeah, 7'5", yeah. They're gonna put 50 pounds on him. If he get up to about 270.
Yeah, but how hard is that?
That's gonna be pretty hard. That's gonna be challenging for him at first.
But is he gonna be the face of the NBA? That's all I'm asking.
I don't know. It's still it's kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I like the player from Sacramento, DeAndre Fox. I think he could be the player. He could be the face of the NBA. I think there's some players that have the opportunity and they can do it. It's just how they're going to react to all the pressure.
Like as a player in Sacramento, I think he was a first-round pick last year. That seemed to be having. He went to the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he seemed to be doing okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing is because there's a lot of pressure in any sport when you become the face. Just like what's happening in Atlanta, the running back they drafted from Texas, they want him to be
Bijan Johnson,
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, and they want him to be the face of the Falcons. But first, you got to perform at a high level, and then you got to do all the off-field because you can get in a lot of trouble in places. Let's be honest, Atlanta, New Orleans.
It's a busy place.
Even Memphis.
When you think of Atlanta, you think of the busy airport. So it's busy.
Yeah, and it is. And that's the thing. I think, like you said, you got to have a good support system around to be successful at that thing. And I think it's harder now than even when we came into the league.
Exactly. And even your son was talking about how you mentored and men and had requirements for him. When he went to University of Texas and got drafted to Washington, now he's playing up in the CFL. With that experience, he have carried the torch because every time if he think about going to the left, he say, "Oh, Daddy wouldn't like that." You know what I'm saying? So little things like that really value.
Yeah, and God rest his soul, my dad would tell me basically that that name on your back was given to you by me. So you respect that name. And that was how I did it. I told Jackson and all my kids the same thing. This name, that's my name on your back. You respect my name on your back.
Absolutely. That's what I was telling Cole today. I said, Jim Jeffcoat going to be on. And I talked to someone else today about Jim Jeffcoat and I, blah, blah, blah. I said, we can come out and speak at a couple of schools, blah, blah, blah. So every time I say that, people eyes raised and wow, man, that's good, man. I wouldn't mind having you guys come over. And that's what it's all about, man. It's all about having a good name.
Because, having a good name and trying to prevent some of the pitfalls that these young men and women can fall into.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of negative out there. Why not give them some positive?
Positivity, baby.
Yeah. And you got two grandkids that are gonna probably be, future stars. And
I told them don't never come in to talk to me about no negative. The word can't and no and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Paw don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it's the game is getting tight. It's 14-12 Miami. The Joker just got a defensive rebound. He missed the shot, so we'll see what happens. But
you know what? When you go to Atlanta, do they have all white on? I'm not looking at the game. Do they have all white on in the stands?
You mean Miami?
Miami, yeah, Miami.
No, I think they have red at home.
Oh, they red? Okay.
I think they're white on the road and red.
No, I'm talking about the fans. They usually come in there with
they
the
have all white. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, they were all white.
I'm not looking at the game. I have it just what the score is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, you're right. That's a good question. I think the players wear the red.
Okay, yeah.
And the fans come in all white.
They come in all white majority of the time. Yeah.
Places that you like to go watch a game, and Miami's one of them. Obviously, the Garden. You know, it's just like football. There's certain places that are iconic when you watch a game. You know, obviously playing in Giant Stadium for both of us, and the old Texas Stadium. I don't know as much as or because they haven't won any championships as the new Texas Stadium, AT&T.
Right.
There's certain places that you really enjoy going to and playing. And you mentioned earlier in the show about the Dog Pound.
The Dog Pound.
Cleveland, I mean.
They used to throw them dog biscuits at you.
Yeah, remember that? And then Pittsburgh is another place.
Oh, yeah.
Pittsburgh. Even the old vet went to Philly.
They had a jailhouse at the old vet.
Remember that? Down bottom. Yeah, they used to have an old jailhouse there. I used to like going to New England.
Yeah.
I mean, because that was interesting because how you had to get there. You stayed in Boston. It took you about an hour to get there.
You had to have a bus ride to go to the facts.
On the way, certain teams that you had, certain places you didn't really care about going, like Seattle when they had the Superdome. And I don't know. They didn't
that was hard. The old Houston Stadium was hard.
Remember that?
Yeah, I got my wheels broken in Houston, man.
Yeah, but that wasn't the worst part of Houston. But remember, they used to put the fireworks over and the smoke would lay over the field.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
That's crazy.
The old Astrodome.
Yeah, the old Astrodome.
And it was hot in there, too.
They used to call that the A1 of the world.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So hot in there.
And
I
then
played in college, too.
Exactly. And then you go out to the Raiders, you're going to be playing on some baseball field, part of a baseball field.
And then I played them in Oakland and in Cleveland. I mean, in L.A.
Yeah, L.A.
Because at that time they were playing at the Coliseum.
Because that's why I scored my first NFL touchdown. That's why I scored my first NFL touchdown.
Yeah, I played
LA Coliseum against Lester Hayes.
Yeah, Lester. That was a heck of him and Mike Haynes.
Boy, they had a defense. They'll knock your head off too.
Yes, they would.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. These receiver now, they couldn't have got off the line of scrimmage.
Ooh, some of them dudes. Remember Lester used to have that stick 'em?
That's how he yelled.
They weren't ready for that.
He get down like a linebacker.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah.
Texas going in right here. Come on, Ricky. Come on.
Texas A&M. Mike Hayes was on the other side.
Yeah, Mike, man. I talked to Mike quite a few times. He's with the Legend Group, and he helping with the dental program, some other thing. He does a heart scan and heart health.
Yeah, he had a prostate cancer.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he recovered from it. He was an Arizona State guy, and in the offseason, he would come back and he would work out there. He'd do track workouts there.
Okay.
Tremendous athlete.
Man, he was a great athlete, man. Wow. Yeah.
Like him and John Jefferson, who's the Dallas guy.
Yeah, JJ.
Yeah, there were like 4 or 5 of them that were all NFL players, corners and receivers that would come back and train.
Yeah. Hey, did you get that notice from Charles Haley today? They're having his football camp this weekend?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll be I'm going to see my mom.
Okay.
What happens is I do the New Jersey All-Star game, the North-South game. I was in the first one ever. So the defensive award, the offensive award is named after Phil Simms, and the defensive award is named after me.
That's a great honor, man. Congratulations to two great guys that I know.
I like Phil,
I know that your head is a little bit bigger than Phil.
No, Phil got a big head. Phil got a big head. His head is like you. It's a bucket head.
When Phil used to do that, he said that means go. That means I'm going now. I'm going.
But yeah, Jim Burke is there too. He comes.
Jim Burke, that's great. Jim Burke's a great guy.
Yeah, so it's a good cause. And then I'm going to Pennsylvania. Andre Reed has a golf tournament, so I'm getting my.
Don't hit nobody with a ball, Jim.
Huh?
Don't hit nobody with a ball.
Shoot, the only person I'm hitting with the ball is if they out there on a par 5 about 350. I'm hitting them with the ball.
Oh, that means you're gonna take your steroid shot?
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
350 on the tee box. Woo, boy, you need to be on
I hope that those fires in Canada have calmed down by the time.
Yeah, we need to pray for those people up in Canada.
Yeah,
those fires, it's gonna be hot.
Which I don't understand because you're close to the water.
Yeah,
close to the Atlantic. So
they had those season rains. It's not gonna rain. It's not. They don't expect that much rain right now. That's the problem.
And that's true. So
yeah.
It'll be interesting. I pray for him because obviously my mom is up there. She's almost 90 years old. My sister and my brother are up there in that New Jersey metropolitan area. So I check on them. They called me today and they're doing okay.
That's good.
Just don't tell them if you don't have to go outside, don't go outside because it's like smoking 7 packs of cigarettes.
Wow.
That's how deep, thick the smoke is right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but no, there's a lot of things going on in sports as always. OTAs are going on and
a lot of OTAs. Man. I wrote down from June the 6th to June 15th. It is every NFL team got some OTAs, and they are seriously working out. They work out real hard because they give the coaches some time off before they have to report back in July.
Yeah, so they're going to work hard now, take some time off.
Yeah,
but this is putting in the groundwork, like you said, for the upcoming season. It's going to be interesting because as every year happens, some teams are going to rise, some teams that you never expect are going to struggle.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting. We're always talking about, obviously.
The new thing too, Jim, is that these iPads, and they engage with these iPads, and they know how much time you spend on them, what you're learning on them. So it's a whole new day as well.
Yeah.
So they engaged a lot from now to training camp.
Yes, I agree. And then some of these young players are going to have an opportunity to get noticed.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's what you want to do.
Jim, I still think about that doggone kickoff return rule, getting the fair catch and getting that ball. Man,
I don't like that.
They taking the fun out of the game,
But if you got an opportunity to get the ball at 25 yards, I can see that.
But what about the coffin corner? Punting the ball inside the 10.
True. That's true.
You're taking that away.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
So all you gotta do is go down there and maybe just start yelling at the guy, and hopefully he dropped the ball.
That's the only thing that can happen. I don't know, and it's going to be interesting to see how effective it is.
Yeah.
Because some guys are going to say, "Shoot, I'm taking it to the house." So, but as usual, unfortunately, it's that time, and we got to get out of here. So you can waddle your way out.
Hey, he had a good OTA, by the way.
Yeah,
That boy can run.
Yeah, he can run. He is a talent.
Yeah,
there's some talented receivers in the league right now.
Absolutely, gonna be a fun year.
It is gonna be a fun year. It's gonna be a fun year. I'm excited about it, and I think this is gonna be one of the very interesting because there are going to be teams, like I said, go up and go down. But it was great being here with you tonight. You know, you take your bubblehead and get some whatever you're going to do, but take your bubblehead out.
And you quit talking about the little Giants. I hate that.
Okay. I'll call them the big Giants. They're going to be little after they play the Cowboys.
See you next week.
All right. Peace.
Peace.